just mechanically following the algorithm. Right, I've got a table in front of me. All I'm going to do is pick the node with the cheapest cost. So I automatically pick the start node because I've forced it to be 0. Okay, close it, mark it as first pick. Look at the neighbours. I've got 3 neighbours, B, D and E. So let's explore how much it costs to get to those. So it's 0 plus 3 for B. 3's better than infinity. That was parent A. It is 1 to get to D, so that's 0 plus 1, which is better than infinity. And that was neighbour A. And E was 6, so that was 0 plus 6. But that's still better than infinity. And that was parent A. No other neighbours, end of main iteration. Do another iteration. Just look for the cheapest cost of the items that is open. If it helps you, you can put your X next to the cost number so you don't pick it. Whatever notation works for you for marking things to ignore. Okay? That's entirely up to you. I tend to put it there on the node column. But there's nothing to stop you doing your X there to say, like, when I'm looking at these numbers, ignore that. Whatever draws your eye. Okay, so I'm picking the cheapest. So I've got a 3, an infinity, a 1, a 6, and an infinity. Well, I'm going to pick D then, because that's cheapest. Close it off. Look at the neighbours. I've got a neighbour A, but that's close, so I can ignore that. I've got a neighbour E. So it's cost me 1 to get to D, plus another 5 to get to E. That's 6, but that's no better than what I've already got. So I'm not going to update anything. I've got a neighbour C. It's going to cost me 1 plus 2 to get to C. So that's 3. Oh, that's better than infinity, so we'll have a bit of that. Parent D. I haven't got any other neighbours. Okay, so I'm just going to iterate again now. The ones that are open, pick the cheapest. So I've got a 3, a 3, a 6, and an infinity. Right, I've got 2 3s. I'm just going to pick the first one. It doesn't matter. I will explore the other 3 at some point. Right, so I've got a 3, close it off. What are my neighbours? A. Well, that's closed. I have got another neighbour, C. What you mustn't do is start looking at where these are connected when you're looking at the graph. Don't worry about that. You're going from that table. Okay, and it doesn't matter that we've just jumped from D to B. There's no connection. It's nothing about that. It is just a matter of following what's the cheapest cost in the table. Pick that, explore its neighbours. That's all you're doing. Right, so B's got a neighbour C. So it's cost me 3 already to get to B, plus another 3. Oh, that's 6. That ain't better than 3. So nothing to update. So that's the end of that iteration. I'm now going to pick the next cheapest. So I've got a 3, a 6, and an infinity. So I'm obviously going to pick C. Close it off. Right, I'm going to look at my neighbours. C has got 3 neighbours. B, that's closed. Get rid of that. D, that's closed. I have got a neighbour F. Now, what the exam board will want you to do is to see whether you follow the algorithm properly. Should I even be looking to fill in what the cost of F is? Anyone think I should? What should I have done? As soon as I visited C, I should have said to myself, that's my goal. No further searching required. Okay? Yeah? So that is it. I've stopped. So I do not need to be filling in that F. If I was looking at it from a marker's point of view, well, I wouldn't because the exam board don't look at it like that. But from me, if you start filling in that costing for F, you haven't followed the algorithm. The algorithm says when you visit a node, if it's your goal, stop. Work out your route. So I'm going to, go on. No, you'll be lucky if they can follow the algorithm themselves. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna write down my goal. and say, where did I come from? D. It's not a very complicated route. Where did D come from? That was A. Where did A come from? Oh, that was the start. So that is my route, and it only cost me 3. There's the cost. Okay, so we don't always explore every node. So you can see in this one, F never got updated, so we never even worked out how much it cost to get to F, and we did not visit E or F. That's what the graph told us to do. Okay, we're driven by the data. Okay.